Hey guys, this is Scott. I'm ready for another flight and it's a beautiful day, nice and warm. Switchy winds as always with my LZ. I just set up over there planning on to take off this way, but my wind just switched, so we'll see. I might have to flip around here.
I did end up switching around there, so now I'm facing right into my 2-mile-an-hour breeze here. Wind kind of caught the leading edge there. You can see it kind of tucks down there. This is from my prop wash. I think in the future what I may do is um, when I have a light breeze like this, it's not really any big deal for me to pull up the wing, get it over my head, and then apply power. And I think it'd be a cleaner launch. In launches where there's no wind at all, I kind of like bringing on that power real early, even though it kind of upsets the wing when the prop wash hits it. But when I have a little bit of wind, I think it's totally worth just waiting a little bit before I apply power. I have to apologize, my mic wasn't working on this flight, so I'm just kind of narrating this afterwards. For this flight, my main goal was to practice some wingovers. I had originally started practicing kind of spiraling. I'd done maybe some 180 degree turns, and then I went to 360 and 270. I just kept working my way up. But after talking to some guys on the forums or on Facebook, um, they kind of convinced me that spirals has a little bit more risk because basically after you do about two revolutions you can get locked in, and suddenly the steepness of your spiral dramatically increases and you have to apply input to get out of it. Um, so I really enjoy the spirals. I like that, I can just crank on one brake and you start to feel those G forces build up, and it's simple. And then if you want to come out, you can just release the brake a little bit, and on my wing I just come right out. So I liked that it was simple, um, but they recommended that because of that tendency to get locked into a spiral, and it can go bad really quickly. Uh, I started doing these almost wing overs. Maybe they're more of S turns, um, and I don't like this quite as much. Basically, uh, I pull on one brake while weight shifting to that side, and my speed starts picking up, and it's a little bit concerning because I have to like straighten out for a second because I'm turning the other way. So the idea is you pull one way, you get up some speed, you start dropping out of the sky, um, and then you quickly rotate over and go the other way. If you don't do it quick enough, then your body has all this speed and you kind of pendulum forward, and you stall out your wing. And at these speeds, it's not dangerous what I'm doing here, but if you went into a really sharp turn, you could have a lot of kinetic energy coming out of that turn, and you could do that little stall collapse thing. So I'm just trying to practice these and get it smooth, but um, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about gaining too much speed, because when I transition to the other side, I feel like I can't quite do it quick enough. Um, Maybe that's just my wing. Maybe I'm just um, being a little bit timid when I'm pulling on the controls. Here I spun back over to my house, and I'm doing a little bit flyby. I love low level flying like this. I think that's probably my absolute favorite, just kind of cruising along when there's no wind like this. When you have quite a bit of wind, you're kind of bouncing around and you're flying in like this river, you can kind of think of it in the sky, and so it's kind of pushing you all over the place. And it's like when you're in a kayak, you're kind of coaxing the paraglider in the direction you want to go, but you're not fully in control because you're in this fluid wind that's kind of flowing you about. But on days when there's no wind like this or very little in the evening, it's just so calm. None of that happens. You go exactly where you intend to go, and so the risk of coming down really close to the ground like this is very small, because the chances of you all of a sudden to hit a pocket of air and drop um, maybe like 10 feet or 6 feet or something is not really possible. I mean, I shouldn't say it's not possible, but it's unlikely. Cruising by these cows. Don't want to make them run too much, but kind of fun to see them. Right here I'm looking for power lines, and I've flown this field before, so I know there's no power lines, but I guess it's just become habit for me to glance this way and that. The best way to do it is fly over it. Here you can see a fox. I'm following it here. It's running through the grass there. I wasn't sure if it was a coyote, but I'm pretty positive it's a fox. It has those large ears. I love this lake, how you can see the trees and the sky and the reflection. Really fun to buzz by here. There's no real houses around it, and it's like a quarter mile from my house, which is kind of fun. Here I saw there's a farmer harvesting his field here, and I'd buzz by, and I saw him whip out his phone, and he was recording me, and he had a big old grin on his face, so I thought I'd buzz him a few times and give him a little show. I like that, probably made his day, just coming by. Here I'm swinging by my LZ just to take a glance at my flag. Last time I landed, I misjudged which direction my flag was going, and I actually landed downwind, and if you remember from my last video, it was actually a fairly hard landing. Since I've had a stretch of a few hard landings, I think it's kind of perpetuating itself, and basically what happens is I remember that last time I hit really hard, and so I start my flare earlier and earlier, and it's not helpful at all, because what happens is by the time I really need to flare, I have no speed or energy to produce a flare. So I am keeping that in mind this time, and I'm resisting that urge when I see myself coming in fast to pull the flare. I'm doing a non-motor assisted landing here, just to practice motor outs. I'm judging right here where I should make my turn. Making my turn right here, and I'm aiming for my stuff sack for my wing. Here I'm feeling very high, so I raise my hands up there a little bit to drop down, gain some speed. Here I'm gaining a lot of speed, and now I pull those brakes, I'm leveling off, and just a perfect landing, nice and butter soft. That's how it should be every time.
Hope you guys enjoyed watching my video. If you would like to see more videos like this, just go ahead and click the subscribe button. Thanks guys, see you next time.